everyone, this is Ron from Ocean State Athlete Spotlight. This is our playoff show number 2. We got some great guests on the show. We have LaSalle High School, Portsmouth High School, Westerly High School, North Kingstown High School, and East Greenwich High School. Last week we had Moses Brown, Cranston East, and Bishop Hendricken. This is exciting for me. It's nice to talk to the coaches and the players and get a little bit of perspective, and then introduce a couple players that the state might not already know. We're going to start out with our LaSalle interview with Coach Jeff Marcone and their new quarterback, Nate Lucier, because Andrew Wright went down with an injury. And we're going to go right into it, and Jeff is just talking about, what they're going to have to do against Portsmouth to be victorious. So check it out.
We have to contain their quarterback and their receivers. Quarterback's very good. Ryan does a fantastic job of making in-game adjustments. So it's just, playing that chess match, with Portsmouth and hopefully containing the big play and for us to take care of the football and make some big plays ourselves.
Yeah, well, that's, everyone who's humble and everyone's a good leader of their football team. When I talk to them, it's always defense and taking care of the ball. But, obviously that's really what it takes to win a playoff game. So thanks, Coach. So let's move on to Nate Lucier here, and we're going to let everyone get to know Nate a little bit. I have a couple of questions to ask him about his transition. So welcome, Nate.
How are you?
All right. Nate's not nervous at all. Don't worry. So Nate, what do you think, is going to be the biggest key for you Friday night? Sophomore moving into this spot and in a playoff game against an annual powerhouse in Rhode Island. So what do you think is going to be the key for you to helping your team win that game?
For me, it's just about going out, playing my game. Coach tells me before every game, the 3 C's, calm, cool, collected. You just gotta listen to him. Just do what you do.
So that's all right. Again, it seems like a lot of basic stuff. What was it like, coming out and starting your first game for the Rams after a pretty seasoned quarterback and a guy who's had a lot of success with the team? As he got hurt and he went down, so you had to come and fill his role. What'd you feel like?
Andrew being such a good player, I knew it was big shoes to fill, but I just went out there, tried to be me. After the first play, everything felt normal. So.
It just felt normal. So what do you think prepared you the best? Because obviously, you like Coach said, you really paid attention and studied your playbook hard. But, what were you doing before that you think that might have helped you be prepared for that situation?
I've been ready to step up whenever I was needed to. So I've been putting in the work, never tried to slack off. Always tried to be ready whenever the moment came. So.
All right. Awesome. Well, now everyone knows Nate Lucier. You get ready to know his name. He's going to be around for the rest of this year and for the couple years coming. And LaSalle's always a powerhouse, usually in the big games. So this is going to be something that, for Nate is going to be a first, but not a first for the Rams. So big game here Friday night, 6 o'clock against Portsmouth. And, if you support the Rams, you should come down and check it out. Thanks. Hey, everybody. I'm here at Portsmouth High School with Coach Ryan Moniz and Peyton Robinson, senior captain, slot receiver, and linebacker for the Patriots. And they have a big test coming up Friday night at 6 o'clock at LaSalle. So they got to go to LaSalle, play last year state runner-ups, and, perennial powerhouses, Portsmouth and LaSalle. Normally, you wouldn't see these two meet, I feel, on this side of the bracket in the playoffs. So this is interesting. And tables are a little turned this year. And we have a Hendricken East game on Friday, and we have a Portsmouth LaSalle game. So this is great for Rhode Island football. So I wanted to introduce Coach Ryan Moniz, Peyton Robinson, and we're going to let Rhode Island get to know Peyton a little bit. And we'll ask Ryan a couple questions about, the playoff game and what he thinks it's going to take to win. So how you doing, Coach?
Doing great. Thanks for being here.
All right. I appreciate that. Thanks for having me. And how you doing, Peyton?
Doing all right. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Peyton's electric tonight. He's electric. So, Peyton, 3-year starter. You've been obviously at Portsmouth all 4 years, played freshman, and then started right away on varsity. And now you're a leader on the team, captain, playing linebacker and slot. And, what do you think that your team has that could get them to the Super Bowl this year?
We're a little bit inexperienced this year, but we've definitely been developing into a way better team every game, getting stepping up the ladder, and we have about a really good speed on our offensive and defensive line, which I think will help us against some of the bigger guys that you see on Hendrick and LaSalle's lines. But other than that, we have a quarterback who can throw the ball. We have a good receiving core, and defense is strong, feel all around. So.
Awesome. Well, I mean, Portsmouth again, no stranger to being in these big games. Portsmouth every year, bringing it, and couple years you've had Gatorade Player of the Year, Coach, and you don't. It seems like Peyton's your captain. You have a couple of seniors, but you don't have that one guy that's really standing out right this year. You have this a really strong team, right?
Well, year in, year out. I mean, even we have been blessed with some Player of the Year candidates, but it's always been a collective effort. I think a school with our size and the enrollment that we have and the numbers that we have on the field, it has to be a collective effort. And we have a very committed, hardworking, unselfish group, and typically those are the characteristics of our teams, and those characteristics have led us to have some success. We have great leadership with Peyton and others. He's done a tremendous job leading us, and he alluded to it. We came into the season with a lot of inexperience and a lot of youth, and I feel we have followed the leadership, and I think we've had a learning curve. So we've hit a learning curve, and we've progressed every week, and we're fortunate that we're in the position that we're in right now, and we definitely have a challenge in front of us tomorrow night, but it's a challenge that we're willing to accept.
It's great. I think that every coach is humble when I speak to them, and they all, have a lot of compliments for the team that they're going to play. What do you think that you're going to have to do as a team to match up with LaSalle on Friday night?
Well, I think it's more things that we can't do. We can't put ourselves into second and long positions. We have to take care of the football. We can't turn the ball over. We have to be opportunistic in forcing turnovers, and really just limit the big plays. We can't let them break off 40 and 50-yard runs, whether it be through the pass or through the ground with Leroy or Ribeiro. I mean, they have some talent. We have to limit the big plays, and if we do that, we'll have an opportunity.
Great, thanks, Coach. I mean, that's I think that you guys have a great shot. Should be a great game, and I wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you for all you do for high school sports in Rhode Island.
Oh, thanks very much. I'm trying. So, Peyton, let's go back to Peyton really quick. What about Friday night for you, Peyton? I mean, obviously, this is a big game. You're a senior. No more Portsmouth Patriots after this year. What does this mean to you?
This really means everything to me. I feel like the team's come a long way, and if we can pull out a victory, then it's the greatest thing that could happen. Playing for a state championship.
So if you had to think of one thing that you could do to help your team out on Friday night, what do you think it's going to be?
It's just going to be make big plays, because big plays are what fuels the team's energy. Someone's going to make them, so I guess that's my goal.
Someone's got to make them. That should be like a tagline, right? Someone's got to make them, right? Why not Peyton? So, all right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you having me down here in Portsmouth, and we wish you the best of luck. And this is Ron Robert. This is the Ocean State Athlete Spotlight, and we'll be right back. Thanks. Hey, everybody. I'm here at Westerly High School with Coach Dwayne Miranda and tailback Tristan Toronto. And we're going to talk about their playoff game coming up against Moses Brown on Friday night at Cranston Stadium, 7 o'clock. So if you want to root for the Bulldogs, you want to go on down there and show your support, it's going to be a great game. Two powerhouses this season, and this is going to be a fun interview. I can't wait to talk to these guys. So I want to introduce Tristan Toronto to everybody. Tristan is the senior running back here in Westerly, and he's got 1,933 yards for the season, which is, I think the most of any Westerly running back ever, if I'm not mistaken, or pretty close to it. And Tristan's also looking forward to having a great playoff run here. They handled their last opponent pretty well, and now they're coming up against a tough Moses Brown team. And so we're going to talk to these guys a little bit. So I just wanted to say welcome, Coach.
Thank you for coming down.
All right, you're welcome. And Tristan?
Hi.
Hi. That's all right. This is Tristan's first time, everybody. So, but Tristan, let's talk a little bit because your coach forwarded me this nice article written by the Westerly newspaper here locally, and it kind of talked about your heritage with Westerly football and your family. So tell everybody a little bit about it because it goes pretty far back, right?
Yes, sir. My great-grandfather was the chief of police here, and he coached a while back. I really don't know the year. And my grandfather was also the chief of police here, and my uncle played here. I think 2005 he graduated. He was a outside linebacker, I believe, here at Westerly High School. So
right. So they both coached here at Westerly?
No, only my great grandfather, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that goes pretty far back, and now here you are. And then you said you had an uncle that played here, and now here you are, getting ready to take Westerly into the D2 playoff semifinal match, trying to get a Super Bowl berth. And what does that feel like? What does that feel like for you?
It's a tremendous accomplishment for me, Coach Miranda, and this whole team. We worked hard this season. Feels good for it paying off.
Good. And something else that I read was that you don't like to take a lot of credit. So, this is okay because this show's called the Ocean State Athlete Spotlight. And so we're here talking, to Tristan because he's earned it. But he feels like probably a lot of his teammates have earned the right as well, and they've helped him get here. So you want to give your O-line a shout-out because I think these are your buddies, right?
Yes, sir. Jacob Gilman, he's that tight end on the weak side. Sean O'Brien, he's a weak side guard. Victor Gervasini, he's a center. Josh Lassert, he's a guard on the strong side. Then it's Eric Wewell, he's a tackle. Then Max Davis is another tackle. And Ben Marone, Trent Lamb, Nick Lowe's on there, the strong side tight ends. I also have Ryan Holloway at fullback, Junior Rios at fullback. Derek Mason is the H, and John Butcher is the Z, blocking from me. So
the reason I wanted to give you a chance to there you go. Look, were you nervous you were going to miss somebody? Yeah. Don't worry about it, man. This is fun. So the reason I wanted to give him a chance to get everybody's name out there is because I feel like Tristan accredits a lot of his success to his teammates. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And why? Why do you think that?
Because I couldn't do it alone. It's I sometimes got to get all the glory, but they're doing a lot of work. I just score the touchdowns, I guess. So.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with scoring the touchdowns, pal. But, that's really nice to see. Not everyone's like that. And, that's something that's commendable. And, I'm sure, does that play a lot into Tristan's character, Coach? I mean, you look at him. The guy just wants to talk about his teammates.
And he's always like that. This whole year he's been that way. And even when he scores, it's, not a big celebration. He hands the ball to the official and runs to the sideline, simple handshake, and that's it. And I'm very happy to see the success that Tristan and the team is having. Anytime, he's 70 yards away from 2,000 yards as a junior, so that's pretty outstanding, and it says a lot about his hard work, his character, but also the character of the team as well.
Yeah, I correct myself. I called him a senior earlier. Sorry about that. But so let's talk about your playoff game coming up, right? So this is going to be a good test for you guys, and I haven't really looked back, but I don't know how many times you guys go this deep in the playoffs. But I feel like this is great for the school, great for your players and yourself. And what do you think it's going to take for you guys to handle business against a explosive Moses Brown offense?
Well, we had a pretty monumental game a couple weeks ago versus them. It was a lot of, obviously in coaching in it, I knew it was a pretty exciting game, but the feedback from the fans and their parents, everybody is saying it's one of the best football games they've seen in a long, long time. And, we went back and broke it down, and we see a lot of mistakes that we made as a team, which is why we came up on a short end of the stick there, scoreboard-wise. So we need to correct those things, which that was the positive that we pulled out of it. Is we did not play close to perfect, and, we lost the game by 4 points to a Moses Brown team that hasn't lost in a division in quite a long time. So we feel like there was a lot of things that we could correct, which was the positive coming out of that. And if we did it over the next 2 weeks and took care of business versus Shea, we'd be able to have a rematch versus them. So, we need to play a little bit more physical than we did in that first game. And then we also need to tackle better as well. Matt Walsh is a tremendous quarterback, and their whole team is just very well coached and very good fundamentally. So we have to do those same things and then get better at what mistakes we made game one.
Right. Well, I mean, you have a great team too, coach, and you guys are well coached as well. And I mean, it's awesome to see you guys here. You're a big team, you're a tough team, and there's a lot of resolve here. And obviously, there's a good core foundation with the leaders on your team. So you have a lot to be proud of, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you doing this for high school football.
All right. No problem, Dwayne. You got it. And Tristan, I wish you the best of luck in your game. Good luck. And, what do you think you're going to do next year? I mean, obviously, you got a senior year coming up ahead of you. You're going to try and break that 2,000 mark earlier in the season or what?
Right now, I'm really just focused on this season, sir, but maybe next year I'll start thinking about that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, I think Coach is already coaching them up on how to answer questions. It sounds like Patriots camp over here. But good answer. Good answer. So, all right. Well, this was a great interview down here in Westerly, Rhode Island with Coach Miranda and Tristan, their junior fullback, coming up on 2,000 yards. I mean, it's pretty amazing stuff, and there's going to be a really exciting game going on at Cranston Stadium Friday night at 7 o'clock. So if you want to catch a good one, kind of head on down there. All right, thanks, and we'll be right back. Check out this interview with Coach Gil Martin and quarterback Joe Gil Martin. And Coach is just talking about how Westerly has improved in their running game.
A bit, get our hands in the way, try and get bodies in the way and make the window small, but that's the most dangerous part of their game, I think. Their running game has improved through the course of the year. They played some really young people, both in the backfield and on the offensive line. Those people are starting to play better. They're coming together. They run the ball efficiently, but the quick passing game is what scares us the most, I think.
Yeah, so now how about, on your side of the ball, what do you think that you do best on defense that is going to help you to accommodate yourselves to cover all that stuff and to kind of like get the game plan that you want? What's your strongest point on D?
If our kids execute what they're supposed to do and run to the football, that's a real critical part of the game for us, getting the numbers to the football and then tackling well in space. They have some really elusive kids. The kid Licciardi, number 9, is really phenomenal, Andrew. He runs as well as anybody we've seen. And so getting numbers of people to the ball to corral them and making sure we grab a shirt and hold on till our buddies get there, that'll be a key to the game, I think.
Right. You must be proud of your team. I mean, it's a team effort, coaches and players alike. And, how do you feel about this team in particular this year, if you had to think about character or heart?
The thing that's most impressive about this team, they were part of a team that won on Thanksgiving Day last year, and immediately a really large percentage of them bought into the off-season program, the off-season training. We had a phenomenal off-season in the weight room. Now, it wasn't 100% buy-in, but it was a really good percentage of buy-in to that off-season program. When we got into the season, those question marks were the people that hadn't bought in yet. And right from August on, we've had pretty much 100% buy-in to the things that we're doing on a week-to-week basis. Whether a kid gets in the game or not, they've been completely committed to the things that we're doing. That buy-in is what has made this team really special across the board.
Great. And what about you, Joe? I mean, do you feel like that, you guys are kind of, unified and it's bought into Coach's system?
Yeah, I do. And right, like he said, in the offseason, everyone just said we're all going to come together. We're going to have a great season this season. We know the weapons and stuff and the players that we have, and we're going to utilize that to our best ability. And we don't think anyone would get in our way of that. So that was our team. So
all right. So, Coach, really quick, the first time that I noticed your team was that big win against Moses Brown at the beginning of the season, and to go back to that game, I mean that had to be one of the greatest games played this year in Rhode Island. What do you think in that game made you guys so strong? I mean, there was a lot of points on the board, but your D was good too.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. It was really a phenomenal game, and we played extremely well in the first half. Moses Brown, they're the defending champ. They're defending runner-up from last year. They've won a couple championships recently. They're really resilient, and they played exceptionally well in the second half. We made a few mistakes. They capitalized on them. They scored late to tie the game. And what impressed me most, our kids had opportunities right at the end of the game and also in overtime to kind of pack it in, and they didn't. Our guys at that point kind of really gelled together and said this could be something special. They were able to win that game in double overtime and make some plays in the overtime periods that were really excellent football plays. They didn't show any sign of cracking under pressure or anything like that. And you know, I'm sitting on the sideline thinking, you know, even if we lose here, this is really a tremendous football game for our kids to be involved with. We showed character and heart, and then we were able to win too, which was really exciting.
So, you know, these guys are serious about football. North Kingston's ready to go. I feel like this team is poised to take it all the way and make a run at the D2 Super Bowl this year because they're focused, they're playing, coaches are ready to go, and you know they have heart. They're going to win the tough game at the end of the fourth quarter as well. So I just want to wish you guys the best of luck on Friday.
Appreciate it very much. Thanks for coming down. I appreciate it.
Very welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. So best of luck on Friday. If you guys want to see a great game, you're going to come down to North Kingston, check out the Skippers against the Avengers. It's sure to be a great one, and you can see Joe slinging the ball around a little bit. So, all right, and so we were down here in North Kingston. It was a great interview, and I appreciate everyone watching. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, I'm down here in East Greenwich at the Avengers High School, and we are here with Coach John George and wide receiver Andrew Licciardi, and they're getting ready for their playoff game Friday night against North Kingston. They actually have to travel to NK, so it's going to be a big game over there and going into hostile territory. So I wanted to introduce Coach George. See how you doing, Coach?
Good, thanks.
All right, and introduce Andrew Licciardi. So how are you, Andrew?
I'm good.
All right. So I want to talk to these guys a minute about their game coming up, and talk to Andrew about his season and how that's been going, and you know, what he's liked about playing here at East Greenwich and what's been special about that. So, Coach, you're in the playoffs. You're going to semifinals now. One more game, and you guys are in the Super Bowl. How's that feeling? And you know, what do you think is attributed to that with your team?
It feels great. To be honest, we've performed a little better than I expected early on. I knew we had some good players coming into the season, but I knew we had to play some young players and some kids out for the first time, and they exceeded my expectations. So I'm really happy to be where we are right now. We got a great challenge in front of us. NK is undefeated, probably the best team in our league, and it's just a great opportunity to go out and play a really good team.
Yeah. Did you guys know that you were ranked really high in max preps for Rhode Island? I don't know if you watched that or not, but I mean that's pretty awesome. I think EG, you know, small town. You know, you farm your own players here, and you have probably raised them, and there's probably a lot of first-year players as freshmen that come into your school as well. I mean, what do you think is, you know, on your end as coaching, what do you think is helping getting these kids ready? I mean, this is a great accomplishment for you guys and a great team you're putting on the field.
I just think it's a testament to the kind of kids we have at EG. We don't have a lot of numbers, but the kids we have are motivated and committed, and they really try and do what you ask them to do, and I think that's the reason why we're successful.
All right, awesome. Well, I mean, it's, again, when I saw you guys up there, I think you were ranked 6th or 7th in the states overall. That's with D1 and D2, so that's pretty impressive. So let's bounce over to Andrew. This is the Ocean State Athlete Spotlight, so we got to let Andrew get some time here. So how you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing well.
All right. So I asked Andrew earlier, I said, Andrew, what's one of the biggest accomplishments or one of the things that you're most proud of this season? And what'd you say to me?
Being able to play alongside my brothers this season.
So how many brothers do you have on the team?
I have 2.
So not many people get to play. I mean, you got 3 of these guys, Coach, huh? Hopefully they behave. So I'm sure they do. And so what about on the field, though, accomplishments? I mean, you know, you're playing wide receiver. How'd your season go?
Pretty well. I mean, right now we're 7-3, so I can't complain about that. Just being able to play alongside my teammates, being able to win, lose together, just grow as a team. It's just definitely something I'm proud of.
Right. So now you're going into North Kingston for a big game Friday night. You guys are probably amped up. What do you think you have to do to help your team get this win?
So I have to keep doing what we've been doing all year. As long as we play the way I know we can play. We prepared well all week, so as long as we just bring that to the game on Friday, we'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, I heard a lot of good things about you, Andrew. People singing your praises out there. So you know, I'm sure you're going to perform and step up to the challenge. You know, Coach, going into one of these games, and you know, you have obviously seniors, but there's also some younger players too. Maybe kids that haven't seen a big-time playoff game yet. What do you tell your players before you go into a game like this?
You just tell them to go out and play their game and play hard, and they're going to make mistakes, and the other team's going to make plays, but you just got to brush it off and get up and compete again on the next play.
Right. I mean, that's that's the saying, the old saying, and keeping everything kind of level and calm, and keeping your head going into the fourth quarter. So that's great. All right. Well, look, congratulations on getting to where you guys have gotten. We wish you the best of luck on Friday. And if you guys want to see a great football game, get out to North Kingston to see the East Greenwich Avengers against the North Kingstown Skippers on Friday night. Thanks. All right, thanks for watching Ocean State Athlete Spotlight. We wish all the players and coaches the best of luck this Friday night. Stay tuned in the next week or two. We'll be having a Super Bowl preview, and we'll also be doing a winter sports preview coming up here. So thanks for tuning in. And again, this is Ron Robert with Ocean State Athlete Spotlight, powered by SFBN, the Sports Fan Base Network.com.